Hey, howdy.
So sorry I'm late.
It's okay. I just went live because I was having audio issues and internet issues simultaneously.
Sam broke the internet.
Woo!
I did. I broke my internet.
Thermo broke the internet. Thermo broke the internet.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Aw. Come on, guys.
Oh.
All right. So today's episode is brought to you by crafting. The end.
Yay.
I'm just gonna work on crafting. Yeah. So everybody's got events to get ready for. I feel like right now.
Yeah, just a few.
So.
One or two.
Yeah, just one or two, maybe. Just a few. Just a few.
Three costumes to make. Just a few.
I can work on stuff, but I think I'm going to play Animal Crossing for a while.
Oh, cheater!
I have been up since 8 cleaning my house, and I finally took a break. So,
All right, you're forgiven. I just got frustrated.
Hello, Cool Gamer. Hello, Bill. Sorry for starting late. My internet gave out for a second, and neither my microphone nor my speakers were behaving. So I just had to reset everything. That was fun. So, reset party, guys. So it's crafting session on Cause Talk Live. We've got Chibi Rain Cloud, and we've got Papa Fallout and Thermo Cosplay. And we're all just going to be chilling. I got a naked mannequin. She's not going to be naked soon, but she's naked right now.
Look at the holes she punched into her mannequin.
There's not holes. I used fabric paint, and it's hard to get off the mannequin when it bleeds through.
I don't know. I think she had a moment and punched holes in her mannequin. I don't know.
You want to see something really violent, Rob? Look. She's no arms now.
I got nothing. Sorry. I'm trying to glue a part back together, and it's not cooperating.
It's okay. But yeah, I'm just working on a vault suit today. So I'm using inspiration from the internet to make a vault suit. This suit is not exactly what I'm doing, but it's very, very, very close. So will you open suit? No, you're just going to tell me no? Well, screw you. I'm just going to share my vault suit pictures with people. Bye. So it's kind of my inspirations. Got little inspirations everywhere. I gotta put a vault number in the back, and I've got some leather armor I'm using from another costume. So, upcycling. And then I have a brown leather belt that I'm going to put a gold leather belt over because, yeah, just keep using pieces of other costumes, and it works really well. Actually, let me see if I can share that again and play a little bit with, how we've got the layout here so that it's not the main. We'll see here. Oh, look, I'm the main now. I'm just playing games. Whee! Aw, it won't let me do it. Fine. I guess it gets to be big. Okay. Well, it goes away now. Oh gosh, it's too close for all of us. You got to see our crafting space. All right. Anyways, you guys are probably like, what is going on? Yeah, I'm having a day. It's fine. Here, join me as I disassemble my mannequin and get her naked. Naked time.
Later today, I'll be working on Jolteon. I have everything cut out. I just need to sew it together. I'm just taking.
I wear super loose clothes because I was like, I'm just gonna be moving around and Oh no!
When you're working on stuff, it's called super comfy because you get super aggravated. Stuff doesn't want to glue together like it's supposed to. Ugh. Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of just random stuff because we have Game On, we have Tucson Comic Con. I'm actually putting one of my first props back together that's about 7 years old that has seen some better days. It's one of my con props that I really don't care that it gets destroyed. It's got a little bit of sentimental value to it.
I'm glad this is a super stretchy thing. My gosh.
What's a vault suit?
Sam, I might be bugging you later because I'm debating on buying or making something with spandex. I might just buy it, but
I like spandex.
you're good at it and I'm not, so I have questions.
Spandex is my baby. I'd rather work with spandex than any other fabric.
I want to do Nejire's super suit for My Hero, and it intimidates me, but really and truly, it's super simple. So I'm like, if I did do a spandex project, that would probably be an easy one.
Yeah, it's just gonna be getting those like cutouts right, and like the color blocking. But Bill's just here for the smack talk. Oh my gosh, I keep almost dropping my mannequin's body.
Bill is?
Guys, you can see the pain of getting a full body mannequin dressed. It's not easy.
So Nova Rune was supposed to be with us today, but yeah, he's yeah, we won't say.
He's out for the count. He didn't sleep well.
Uh-huh.
It's important to take mental health breaks. I am taking a mental health break, drinking water and playing Animal Crossing.
Now is the interesting part. This is just like, what's up, guys?
We're gonna watch. So this is the interesting part of what cosplayers do to make things. Like you get really familiar with mannequins. So what you're seeing Sam is doing right now. There's a thing called there's a person called a handler that helps you get dressed sometimes, and that's much what a handler does. Is what she's doing to her mannequin right now.
Biting the kitty because the kitty just tried to hurt himself.
Your kitty is so big.
Oh, he's a Siberian. He's a big boy.
He's a chunk.
He's only 12 pounds though. It's mostly fur.
Oh wow. No, my cats weigh more than him. They're just smaller. They're just chubby.
All right, buddy, go on.
My children have been on a diet. They're very.
Staying in here. Yeah, he just tried to jump on the table, but then he saw there was a mannequin, so then he tried to jump the other way, and he like face planted on the ground. And I'm like, yeah, you're leaving. I don't need my cat face planting again because you're old. I've had my fingers pinched so many times on this mannequin when putting her body back on. Like I wasn't paying attention how close my fingers were to where. Oh, I had one where like
this is why really we have to be careful.
All right.
Yes.
Sexy.
No, I got the like crazy idea to completely overhaul my Animal Crossing app. So I play like as I move houses back and forth to make my village look like it's perfect. It's been nice though. Like when I first started playing this game, I was just like the main story. So I didn't really decorate my island. I did it once just to get like a 5-star island, and then like I just left it as is as I did all the other stuff. And now I'm like, oh, I've done all the things. Maybe I should make a pretty island. So that's my goal.
Okay, mannequin's mostly dressed now. I think I might add my camera from my phone onto here just so you guys can see like the full body of what I'm doing.
Where did you get that the suit from?
Oh yeah, so the suit that I have right here, I got it from Amazon. So most of the vault suits, if you want to get a vault suit, they're usually about a good one, mind you, a good one. They're probably anywhere from like 65 to 75 without shipping. So you're looking at probably close to 100 to get a vault suit. I bought this off Amazon. I'll go get it. And I'm just going to turn it into a vault suit. So let me get the exact one I got. Here we go. So for $28 and some random scrap gold fabric I have lying around life, it's this just blue jumpsuit from Amazon. And the reason I chose this one is because when I went into the review section, there are actually people that have used this as their vault suit.
Oh,
And
hey.
it was pretty awesome. And I was like, this is perfect, but I'll just use this as my vault suit. So, yay, people on Amazon for inspiring me to use this much cheaper vault suit. And they've got a larger array of like, they've got larger sizes. So, I'm pretty sure I only got a large, and it stretches so much. So this size chart's off, and even in like in the reviews, everyone was like, "Yeah, the size chart's off. It's assuming that it's not spandex, and it is spandex, and it stretches."
So for those looking for a vault suit, like Sam says, there's a lot of different places, and you really have to choose what game you want your vault suit to be. Like 1, 2, and 3 are different than Fallout 1, 2, and 3 are different vault suits than 4, I believe New Vegas, and 76. It's a different vault suit. The older ones are a little bit more, they look more like actual, like overalls or coveralls or whatever you want to call them, versus the form-fitting ones like Sam has right there. So be wary of that. Most of the ones you see nowadays are all the newer style, like the form-fitting ones. Even the stuff that's on the vault suit is a lot different. Like they have some of them, essentially it's like a bodysuit that monitors there's like little greebles on there that monitor different things on your body. And those are different too from suit to suit. So I'm a little partial to Fallout, so for obvious reasons.
I don't know anything of it, so I find it fascinating.
Yeah,
No, I'm a very like casual gamer. Like if it has violence or racing or like competition, I usually bow out. Like I like Pokemon. I do like Zelda, but like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, like super chill games that I don't have to have any brain power is what I do.
Oh, I'm the old guy. Been playing Fallout since for too many years. We'll just say.
I've seen some incredible cosplays. Like I commend anyone who does it, but I'm like, I'll sit with my little fun kid games. It's fine. I'll watch all the guys struggle and build.
Animal Crossing is pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I picked it back up when I got COVID last month and haven't put it back down.
So if you guys have any cosplay related questions or anything that you want to ask us about like the crafting materials we use or our methodology, please don't be afraid to ask. We're just going to do this as a casual crafting session.
I'm essentially going to be working on a lot of different projects because I have a pile of broken stuff I need to fix that I have completely neglected.
Did you just say you have My Little Pony stuff?
No, I have a pile of broken stuff.
Oh, I was like, yeah, My Little Pony.
I'm not going to do the My Little Pony pile on this stream. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I say that out loud? No, I've been accused of wanting to do My Little Pony, but that ain't going to happen. All right. So this big guy has been with me since 2015. Was one of my first props I ever built. To show you it doesn't take a whole lot of money, this is a brake pad box when I was turning wrenches. This held as a parts box. This is just random wire I had in my toolbox. There's some PVC pipe in there. There's some like foam pieces, some pieces of wood, some trash, some balsa wood. This is PVC pipe. This is a CO2 cartridge. This is actually the Super Sledge from Fallout 3. My own modification of I don't know, it's like an electricity attachment or electroshock attachment. This thing has probably been fixed about, I don't know, oh, hey, look, another broken part. 9 or 10 times. Um, this is my con prop that I really don't care if, say, the little one gets a hold of it and chucks it across the con. It's falling out of my truck. It's falling out of my van on the highway. So I really don't care. I have certain props I do. It's kind of a thing I do that I don't. I have display props that I have that I don't let anybody touch, but most of my props are con safe, to where I really don't care if, say, again, a little one gets a hold of it and decides to wing it across a prop. Which
I'm learning how to reinforce props.
Yeah.
It's definitely a learning curve because, like, I did my first 3D print at SoccerCon, and yeah, it broke within a few hours. Like, I thought I did good. I followed the instructions, but I did a wooden core instead of a metal core, and that was a mistake.
Well, I mean, yeah. So one thing that I teach in our group, that for cons, if you're going to a con and you're going to take something, you got to expect things are going to get broken. I mean, you got to take that to heart. Things are going to get broken. Things are going to don't. I mean, I've been to competitions to where parts have literally snapped in half, and I've watched people completely lose their minds. And it's like, no, here, give me a minute. Grab the super glue, grab the duct tape, I literally grabbed a pencil and I fixed somebody's part as they were going, armor part as they were going on stage, and they ended up winning first prize in a
That's awesome.
class, in an intermediate class. But you got to expect it. You gotta plan for. I mean,
as somebody who like was in that situation, like my armor, I mean, it was my first like really big build of armor, so like I should have expected a lot more to go wrong. But for some reason, one of my magnets failed me at the con. Like the day I wore it, because I wore it on Friday and it did just fine. Like I was like, okay, cool, great. And then I took it off and I had to like glue my magnet in a little bit better because it just was sitting funny. And after that, it just decided it didn't want to work anymore. And so through the entire like waiting for the competition, I was futzing with my armor backstage. Didn't get to enjoy backstage at all. Didn't get to talk to people. I was literally just like hot glue gun, super glue, like powering, trying to fix my shoulder piece that kept falling off. And it really sucked. And so it's just like, I just always tell people, like, be prepared for the worst because it's going to happen, especially when it's something you've never done before and you're testing it on the con floor. Like, that was my bad. That was my first 3D printed armor build that I was like, how do I do this? Well, it looks sturdy enough. And then 3 hours in, it started falling apart. And I'm like, cool, I learned a new lesson today. Don't use this type of super glue.
And that's it. That's why it's a 2-part. It's called CA glue, and don't ask me to cyanopriolate glue, which is like I call it pissed off super glue, that I do all my 3D parts together. It's a 2-part. You have an accelerator.
Okay.
And this usually comes in a tube. I buy, not to promote anybody's brand, but I buy the Bob Smith brand, and it's this glue that you got to go to hobby shops. You can buy it off of Amazon, and it's the glue that like RC modelers, the guys that fly planes and stuff, it's the glue they use. And
so it's not fun.
Yeah, and I call it pissed off super glue because it's like, you can go to like Home Depot or Ace and you buy the super glue brand. This is like that stuff on crack. So
somebody used that on me for cons. So Emerald City, one of my my armor piece for Curie split, and I just needed like a little glue to like make sure the seam was sealed. And so I went into the costume repair room, and they're like, "Give us a minute," and they literally grabbed my armor and did like the 2-part epoxy, and that thing has never come apart again. Like it gets beat up because it's on my arm and I take it on and off all the time, and it doesn't have like laces or anything. I just like rip it off. It's fine. Like anything that stuff touched, It's not moving anywhere.
It'll break everywhere around that repair.
Except for that one spot. And then it's fine.
Exactly.
So my Curie is still good because of that. I'm a firm believer in those.
And that's what I use exclusively on all my 3D parts. And I'll show you my latest, which kicked my tail as of yesterday. I got it finished, which is this monster, which this is all put together with, that's going to be for one of my cosplays at Tucson Comic Con. So I finished this guy last night or yesterday, which about killed me, but that's, And then I was kind of upset because the actor that I was looking forward to at TCC canceled.
Aww.
But I'm doing a colonial marine armor from the Aliens movie and have been started doing that cosplay. And I have a whole pile.
I'm working on a D&D Jolteon right now.
Ooh.
Which, I'm really excited. It's an archer. For this particular con, I'm not going to have my bow and stuff done yet because I don't want to kill myself, so I've just decided no props. But eventually I'm going to have, like, a quiver with, like, a probably composite bow, and then lightning bolts for my arrows.
Oh.
So I'm really excited about that. What do you mean there's a connection error? Work for me. And then I'm also working on Leash Sharon from Card Captors, which is a whole lot of sewing stuff I'm not prepared for, but wish me luck.
That's what I have Sam for. To do my sewing. And this one's going to be the debut at Tucson.
Oh, that's fun.
My Godzilla armor. So that will be what I'm doing this coming week, is sanding and grinding. Sanding and grinding and sanding and grinding and dyeing and sanding and grinding. All right, I'll be right back.
I just have sewing straight lines. Lots and lots and lots of straight lines. I'm really excited about Lee, but like the pants are huge and the jacket is huge, so I'm like, it's just a bunch of straight lines. Like I just get to sit and sew for hours, which is not my favorite thing to do, but the competition that's going to, I'm super stoked about, and I'm really excited. So hopefully all goes well. And since there's no props to fall apart, I should do just fine.
So what I mean at going to cons and having stuff break at cons, this is my Mando helmet that happened in Phoenix.
Oh, no.
So this was actually me dropping my helmet and then somebody kicking it. So, but a little bit of glue and a clamp that I forgot in the other room, but well. Let us see.
How you doing over there, Sam?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah, she's awful quiet.
Buying stuff. I'm reorganized, but I haven't finished labeling. I'm lost.
This is just gonna make me cry. No, I keep putting off working on this piece because it's just a lot of tiny detail sewing. And I'm not looking forward to this at all.
All right.
Oh
What was that?
no! My whole thingy fell off. It came apart. Oh, it's weird. How did you come apart? Get back in there.
I have 8 million clamps around here, and I can't find one of them.
Yep, sounds like a cosplayer's workshop.
Exactly.
I have like I have a handful of measuring tapes, and I can never find them when I need them.
Oh. No idea.
Why aren't you lining up? Oh no, don't you dare. I am not losing another pin.
Oh, all right. Oh, going into my, we'll call it the pile room of projects. Like, I want to cry every time I go in there. All right.
Okay. Yay!
What are you doing, Sam?
Magic.
Guys, I gotta find my fire. Where's my lighter?
Here, I got one. Here. What? What? Really? You gotta have a real here. You gotta have a real lighter.
I agree.
What's wrong with my baby lighter?
You gotta have a real lighter.
Hey. Don't make fun of my baby lighter. My precious child.
I stole that from a friend of mine who's a chef. I was like, hey, what are you doing with that? She's like, she was studying to be a dessert chef. And that's what she was using for doing that. And I go, hey, let me borrow that. I need it for something I'm working on. She says, okay. 2 years later, she keeps asking. She goes, when are you going to give that back? And I'm like, God, never.
I recently was the driver for a picnic for cosplay stuff, and I ended up like taking home people's cosplay pieces because we were so tired afterwards. I'm like, well, I guess we gotta go on another picnic soon, guys.
Oh, really?
The picnic was so much fun. Like, for any cosplayer who hasn't done too much like outside of conventions, I really recommend like getting a good group of friends and going out and doing like a photo shoot that's not con related, because it is such a wonderful experience to kind of like slow down. Like at cons, usually you're on a kind of a time budget, so you're constantly reminded of how much time you have to do a photo shoot, and you're constantly thinking about how much time it's going to take, and like you're trying to bust out these pictures as quickly as possible just so you have plenty to choose from. But when you do like a picnic, or if you're doing like a photo shoot outside of con, usually you can like budget more time. And so you can actually just have fun. Like we ended up getting at the park at like, I think we all arrived at like 11:30. We were there until almost 3. Like we were just goofing around. We took some amazing shots, and we were all taking turns with the camera, all taking turns taking pictures of each other's costumes, all taking turns with ideas. And it just turned out to be a really, really good experience, which I haven't done one of these actually since pre-pandemic. So it was just a really fun experience. And so any of the new cosplayers who's scared to wear your costume like out in public, or you're just worried about going to other spaces that don't feel safe, like honestly, people are usually pretty chill. Like we had a couple of people come up to us and ask us what we were doing, because we were dressed up as Fantasy My Hero Academia. So it's not like it was a normal photo shoot. We were all demons and dragons. But honestly, you just tell them, hey, I'm part of this crafting project, or I do this thing called cosplay, and this is what we do. It's a nice day for photography. And people will just take that and be like, okay, cool, and then walk away from it. We actually ended up having this Japanese family who knew what cosplay was come by, and like one of our people lost their phone, and she found it, but it was like this little 50-year-old Japanese lady, and she was like, oh, cosplay, you're cosplaying, and she got so freaking excited, and it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. So like all of our broken Japanese, we were thanking her for finding the phone and being so nice, but she was like, can we take a picture? And we declined every person before this point's picture because we're actually doing like a paid photo shoot. Like we don't do this just for people to take pictures, like explaining consent to people about cosplay. And just because I'm wearing a costume doesn't mean you have the consent of taking my picture. But like she was so nice and she was like, could I please have a Shoshino Kudasai? And so it's like, how could I say no to this like little 50-year-old lady? So we got a picture with her. But she was so sweet. It was a really fun experience. And honestly, like every time I've left the house in cosplay, that's like 99% of the reactions I get is super positive and super fun. So always go do it. It's so fun.
I definitely agree with that. In our group, we try to do we call it our potluck once a year. And it's to get out of, you can dress up if you want. We usually get a photographer, but you don't have to dress up. And it's a way to get out of a con environment. Mm-hmm. You know, like Aspen said, it's just like, or Judy said, sorry, it's like you, I mean, cons are nice and everything, but you don't get to say hi to somebody. You know, you're usually doing this. You know, you usually, you know, it's the hug or it's the hey, you know, and then you're running by or you're going 1,000 miles per hour. And if you're in a group or you have commitments or, you know, it's just next to impossible. So if you get a chance, do it. You know, meet up, go to a park, even go to like a restaurant, you know, whatever. Just get out with your group and just sit down and talk. And we invite the families. I mean, we stress to have the families come and, you know, and just go to hang out. You know, and now with the creeping crud thing kind of waning a little bit, it's a little bit easier to do, you know, and you can even plan like our last one. Unfortunately, I broke my foot, but yeah, my foot versus my coffee table, that doesn't win.
Please be careful. Yeah. I got severely sunburned. Like I had Kirishima's tattoo on my arm in a sunburn for a week. It was hilarious. So yes, please keep safety cautions in mind.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you can actually talk to people.
No, we ended up because we only expected to be there for a couple of hours, but we ended up hanging out until past 5. Like we just had fun. We ended up just going to one of the locals' houses and we hung out and got drinks and just relaxed for a while and caught up on anime, and it was great.
Yeah, it is. It's relaxed, and it's amazing how much you actually find out about people, you know. And again, you don't really talk to people at cons, you know, and it's a lot funner.
Right, like I made a friend there. I'd never met these humans outside of the internet before, but we found out that we're both in love with old school 90s anime. And so we sat and gushed about Lotus War for like an hour. And I would have never figured that out. Like my only other friend that's watched Lotus War is Sam. So like I talk to Sam about it all the time, but like finding another human that's like, oh my God, Lotus War. And I'm like, human! She has more books than I do, which is impressive because I have a shrine. So, like, me and her just, like, hit it off right away. And that would have never happened in a con environment because we were just chilling and talking about animes we liked. And so it was fun.
It is.
I got my Record of Lotus War card right here. Record of Lotus Wars.
No, I was so excited. I might have talked them into being my parn. So I might have a parn. I'm so excited. And that's what it does is like when you go to these picnics, you're going to make new friends. You're going to meet new people. You're going to meet photographers that are fantastic and you'll want to work with again. Because like I did a photo shoot. Me and my partner did a little bit with Kiri at Emerald City. So I have some good shots from there. But honestly, in December, when it's really cold and wet, you don't want to do stuff outside. So we were like stuck inside. And it was really hard to find like a private place that looked foresty, fantasy enough to like be right. I mean, there are some cosplays that work really well in convention settings where you want the people and you want the backgrounds and you want the big glass windows. But when you're doing a fantasy shoot, it's really hard to kind of like crop your pictures with the one bush that's in the building. So I always recommend doing like outside photo shoots for characters when you get the chance, because when you get out there and you get into like a good location, all my holo photo shoots are out in the middle of freaking nowhere out in the forest. Like, you got to get that vibe right. So I always recommend like do some fun stuff outside of the convention center just to not only get like friends, but like proper locations, get that look, the vibe you want, find some new places, bring hiking shoes, but like be prepared, but it's fun and totally worth it.
Even your scouting events, like take a time, grab a couple friends, and go scout locations. You know, you don't have to be in gear, or you don't have to be in your cosplay or anything. You know, and make a day going scouting, like around here with all the ghost towns and all the different areas that you could go to. You don't, you know, make a scouting and then put a thing together and say, hey, look, we're going to be going to such and such. You know, bring a lunch and or whatever, and we're going to make a day of it.
Mostly.
Preferably when it's not a gazillion degrees outside. But
right. Like we got lucky because it was nice and overcast when we did our photo shoot. So it was like, it was a really nice day. It was perfect for photography, honestly. Like, because even my phone, my cheap ass phone, I mean, I broke my cheap ass phone. But I took some pretty good shots just on my cell phone and I was really happy with them. So I highly recommend it. And like, it's definitely something that I feel like a lot of newer cosplayers haven't had the experience to do. No. And then most of us older people, like we've been into cosplay before social media got people together. So like the only way we could meet outside of a convention was to like meet in person and do stuff together. So that's just like our normal go-to was like, hey, let's just go to a photo shoot. Let's just go do this picnic. And like now that we're getting more safer opportunities and we can get out again, like take advantage of it. Go meet new people, go have fun and do events. And all you have to do is search your Facebook, like search your local cons. A lot of places, like a lot of people will post on the con website, hey, there's going to be this photo shoot. You can always look on Facebook for like in area cosplay groups. I have a couple of Seattle groups I'm part of, and every once in a while, a couple photographers will be like, hey, doing public photo shoot event here at this time. If you're interested, hit me up and we're going to see how many people come. And it's just that easy. Like you just have to go find a nice, easy, like Facebook, Instagram, Discord, local groups. And if nobody has it, then do it yourself. Like make an event. That's it. Our group was because at Emerald City, we were supposed to do stuff. And then I missed the day because I did it on Friday and everyone else did it on Saturday. And then at SoccerCon, the only day we could do it was Friday morning at like 10 o'clock in the morning, which was insane. So we didn't get much time at that. And so we ended up, we're like, okay, we're not doing this at a convention again because it's obviously not working. So we were like, let's just do it. So we ended up planning an event, did a My Hero meetup, got a couple of people that weren't in our like original inner core group and ended up having a really good group of people meet up. And like, that's how you make friends and stuff. So honestly, it's as easy as just reaching out to your local Facebook groups going, hey, is anyone interested in this kind of photo shoot? We did My Hero, but you can do a fantasy photo shoot, a modern photo shoot, an open photo shoot where anybody can wear any cosplay and come by, a beach photo shoot, whatever you have near you, like use that to your advantage.
Yeah, definitely check out, like said, definitely check out the your local cosplay groups. I mean, Arizona has a bunch of different cosplay groups, and if you really look at them, almost every weekend when the weather gets a little bit different, somebody's always doing a photo shoot or somebody's always doing a meetup. I mean, there's a group here in Tucson that they do meetups probably 2 or 3 times a year. And they go up to, we have a Mount Lemmon here in town, which is like our big mountain. And they go up there and they do snow shoots and they do summer shoots and winter shoots. And they do a pretty good job. I mean, some of them are pretty cool. Not really conducive to hauling big old armor up to, but hey.
But it's a really fun experience, and
it's hugely fun experience.
Look, my Kratos armor works as Fallout armor. Yay!
See how quick that went together?
It looks so good already. Look at you go. This is what I accomplished. I pinned my vest. This is the front of the vest.
Yes. So. Rob, what did you say?
I didn't know you had shoulder armor.
I have Kratos armor that I made years ago.
See, there you go. One thing doesn't have to be for just one cosplay.
Well, did you see what I attached to the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
then
I-
also the belt. I just realized the belt can be used to help secure it better. So look, the belt loop, the extra gold, can keep the
yeah. And see, that's
like
the thing right there is if you notice, you can buy. I mean, even if you buy or make, I have several, and of course I don't have anything within arm's length, but I have several props and several items that I use across several different cosplays. You know, you don't, and I don't even change anything. I just like the shoulder armor that Sam has. It's for Kratos armor, and it works perfectly, and it actually looks like it's out of the Fallout game. That's why I was like, "Where'd you get the shoulder armor? You've been holding out on me, Sam. What's up with that?"
what?
I know where everything is Fallout related in this state, and you're holding out on me. My second in charge, and you're holding out on me. What the hell? Oh, sorry. What the heck? Of course, Eric's gonna yell at me now, but that's fine.
I mean, that's a good point, though, like, reusing pieces, because, like, a good example, my Jolteon, I'm literally just making the vest. Every other piece off of it is for my Curie costume. Like, I'm using my Kirishima pants, I'm using my belting apparatus. I guess I made a new gauntlet. I have a new gauntlet for it, but I used basically all of the leftover pieces from my original Curie gauntlet. I had a bunch of leather and, like, fur left over, so I just grabbed that fur. All the fur for my Curie, I'm using to, like, line the collar piece and then line the gauntlet, and, like, I'm just reusing all these pieces because I'm like, I love these pants. I don't want it to go to waste and only be worn once because I spent like 30 hours riveting and sewing and cutting and lacing. So I was like, these are going to go to many, many, many costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you retire one costume, rip it apart and use it for other. I mean, if you're gonna decide you're not gonna wear something ever again, don't chuck it. And then something I was really funny, like it started in Phoenix, and there's a movement for people, or what is it called? It's not like recycling, but they're calling it something else. Like old cosplay parts or old cosplays and old. This young woman come up to me at Phoenix was like, and I was in another panel and we were talking about reusing items from other costumes, and she was like, "Well, are you part of a group that does that?" And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, well, I do this. I take other items and make things for other people with other items that are." It's like a recycling place, but she called it something else, and I don't remember what she called it because I'm old and forget things. But I thought it was kind of interesting. She's like the second or third person that's come up to me and asked me about that, and I'm all for that. I mean, again, another thing we in our panels and stuff that we kind of tell people is you don't have to be you don't have to have a ton of money to cosplay. I mean, use what you have. I mean, if you're going to compete and you're going to go master class, that's a whole different world. You have to put money. You have to spend money.
Yeah, my Jolteon costume has cost me $0 because I'm just reusing every piece I have. All of my yellow fabric is actually from I think it was like a Meliodas cosplay I did. Like, it's from a costume from a long time ago, and I had like a yard and a half left, and I'm like, that's the perfect amount to make a quick vest.
Perfect.
And so, yeah, no, that my boots and my pants and my belting is all from Curie. My old leathers for my Johan costume, which became my Curie costume, which is now for this costume. The wig I'm using for it's my old Meliodas wig. Like, I'm literally just like taking all these random pieces from all over my workshop and putting them together into this. So, like, free costume, and then to do the flip effect, what Rob was saying about competitions, my Lee is for competition, so I bought a bunch of brand new fabric, and I think it's sitting at $80, and I know I don't have everything yet. So, like, I mean, technically that's pretty cheap for a good costume. That was just my materials cost, which could be worse. I bought a bunch of poplins, so it's not too bad. But honestly, like, cosplay doesn't have to be expensive. Like closet cosplays, there's so many things you can do with it. So, like, yes, listen to him.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, again, I like, and I always tell people I built an entire set of power armor out of garbage just to prove a point to somebody in our group. It was little garbage. Well, sorry. It wasn't like green waste or anything, but it was like bottle caps and pieces of pipe and stuff that and bottles like plastic bottles and stuff. You don't have to do that. I bet somebody here recently, I bet somebody $50, which I didn't take the money, that I could make them a costume with what they had in their closet. $50. We walked into their closet, and within 10 minutes, I had them a Wastelander costume together. In less than 10 minutes. And he stood there and went, wow, I didn't know I could do that. I'm like, there you go. Now take that $50 and go buy your parents a present. And, and it was like, and he just stood there. And that's you don't have to be, again, if you're going to do master class, you're going to spend money. But for the rest of us, you don't have to. Now, Sam, she's like, she's in a different class. She's just,
What?
perfection at its best right there.
This isn't perfection. I mean, I still have to make the wrist armor, and I have to find where I put my leather. I have leather somewhere.
But that's pretty awesome. But oh, you know what? Since we were talking about like in-person meetups, like let's also mention online meetups because they're just as important. Because honestly, I was just going to come up here and play Animal Crossing, but look at this. I pinned something because I had inspiration from these humans. So like doing online crafting projects and days with friends or even strangers online, like again, just reach out to your local cosplay group and be like, is anybody free during this time on this date? Let's just jump on Steam, Twitch, Discord, Facebook movie night, like, or movie player thingy, like where you can get a bunch of people in one room, like whatever it takes to do something. Like if you don't work on cosplay because you're not surrounded by people that work on cosplay, then surround yourself by people that work on cosplay, even if it's not in person.
It's the spark. It just takes that little bit of oomph, that little bit of other people just there to get you going. But yeah, it just takes that little bit of push, and there you go. And then you buy big contraptions that you bust yourself in the head with, like this thing. That does look good. Show your. I'm really kind of impressed with the vault suit. I'm like, wow, okay.
And I've got boots that are brown that would come up to my knee. Yeah. I just have to make the brown gauntlets, and then I just want to get like I don't know, I was thinking maybe buying like a brown belt that has a waist pouch attached to the leg. Oh, okay. So that I could put it underneath and have the gold over it so I could have something and I don't have to have anything on my back.
That looks actually pretty. I'm impressed. I'm like, that's really cool.
I'll wear it. I want to wear it before I dirty it up. I want to wear it, make sure it feels comfortable enough, and then if it's like super comfortable and I'm good with it, then I'm gonna make it dirty.
Wear it at Game On.
People make fun of me for this, but I always tell cosplayers, especially new ones or young ones, like, do your house chores in your cosplay. And like, I'm not even vacuum in that cosplay, wipe down your windows in that cosplay, clean this. And maybe not do your dishes, but like do something that's slightly physically activity based so you can feel how the costume fits on you. Because by the time you've walked around and moved around in it, you can kind of get an idea of where all your scenes pull. So it's a really good idea especially if you're doing like a clothing piece that you've never done before and you're like doing a mock-up or something, like just huck it on while you're doing stuff to kind of get an idea of like it fits comfortably and you feel like you can wear this at cons for hours. I don't know how many times I've worn a costume for like 4 hours at a con and then didn't wear it for the rest of the day because it was uncomfortable. And I was like, I'm just going to huck this off and wear something I know fits.
I don't know. I don't know if I could run my vacuum through my house in my T45. That might get a little wearing my power armor doing vacuuming might be a little bit
I know. Want a photo shoot of this. I want a photo shoot of you doing just menial tasks, dishes, vacuuming, full power suit. Like, this sounds great.
I'm like, ideas. That's got a lot of ideas now. Oh no, photo shoot time. Photo shoot time.
I'm trying
Oh,
to do my Duolingo and I'm trying so hard, but I keep getting distracted by good conversation.
I could get Mark over here in the Raider armor, and we could both be doing housework and both. Oh no, I would destroy my house just moving around. Oh no, I'd have to take
See, that's
everything.
the beauty of it, though. Like you're vacuuming, and then you like turn and you knock something over, and it just.
I could
It'd
knock
be a
my
great
TV
video.
down. Oh no. Oh, you're giving me bad ideas. It's not good. It's funny, but all right, that's gonna go on the list of possible photo shoots.
Gorgon Cosplay, hello, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. I don't know if we said hello to everybody. Hello, Cool Gamer. Hello, Bill Deer. Like, hello, Fabio. Like, we have quite a few people watching. Thank you for popping in.
I am being productive, so stop yelling at me, Bill.
I'm doing my Japanese like a good kid. I have a really long streak. I don't want it to break.
All right, one thing when using two-part super glue, do not put your helmet on until it airs out, or you will get an extremely bad headache. Or you will pull hair out of your head because you didn't let it dry enough. We're not going to say who did that, but I used to have a patch of hair missing about right here, which was coincidentally about right there in my helmet. Things cosplayers do. All right. And then this is going to be, the rest of my day is going to involve putting this monster together. Yes, it's another minigun, which I have to get figured out.
What sounds good for lunch?
I had salad. I had chicken salad, roasted chicken salad.
That sounds pretty good.
They're opening up a salad and more or salad and to-go place up on the corner, which I'm extremely happy about.
I live in a town that has like 3 restaurants to choose from, and 2 of them I can't eat from, so I usually just cook at home.
Yeah, mine are trying to dump a bunch of, we'll call it creeping crud weight. I need to get back into my armor wearing weight. All right. We'll glue you together, and you're going to be ready. That's ready. That's ready. All right. Next. This is cool. For my aliens armor.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So,
I'm excited because like I have a big con coming, but like once I'm done with this con coming up in August, I'm gonna just like sit and work on prop pieces for a little while because this I'm very heavily sewing on. So for Kumo, I really want to get my bow and stuff done, and then I also want to make Lee's sword. So like I'm just gonna spend my time because I have a couple of months to prepare, just like fiddling around with 3D printing and foam and get to see what techniques I want to like get more into. And another gentle reminder to cosplayers, like, if you're learning something new, give yourself some time to play with it. Like, especially a new technique. Like, 3D printing is kicking my butt. So I was like, let's give myself a couple of months to just play with it. So if I do need to reprint something, I have the opportunity to.
Well, got any questions? Need any help?
I'll probably hit you guys up because I'm at a loss. It is definitely a learning curve.
We'll get you up to speed. It's once you get up to speed, you'll be like, like we tell everybody, it's not the end all. 3D printing is not the end all.
It's just really cool because like I'm really excited because for like our Sakura, we were able to print the pendant necklace.
Yeah.
So instead of spending like $60 for like a nicely done piece online from a cosplay shop, we had to wait. Like we just literally 3D printed it, and now we're gonna just file it down and paint it, and it's ready. And so it's like this is a game changer for sure. Like this is so cool, and I really love it. I just need to learn how to do it.
Well, to throw a monkey wrench to that, you can make a mold off of that, right?
We were thinking about doing that. We don't have the time to do it now, but we were thinking about 3D printing it and doing a new mold of it because we kind of like the 3D print, but there's a thing we wanted to tweak. So we're like, well, what if we made a mold of it and then tweaked the thing that we would want to do to it?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to end up doing in the long run. But for now, we're going to play with the 3D print that we have because it's our first one. And we're like, what do we do with it? I have a Dremel. And that's where we're sitting.
Yeah, well, again, if you got any questions, need any help, just holler. We'll help you out without a doubt. We got enough people doing printing right now that.
No, it's getting really big and popular. I didn't really do a lot with it until recently. So.
Oh. I've been in it for a few years, we'll say. Just a few. Just a few. Although I'm going to, and Sam's going to have a heart failure when I say this, probably start venturing away from 3D printing a little bit and get back to.
What? Why?
Get back to going back into foaming. Going back into foam, and I want to get into more of the thermoplastics. But
okay.
But yeah, I've been kind of. I still don't get me wrong. I'll never stop 3D printing. It just fascinates the heck out of me. But I want to start getting back to some of my roots and go back to just get back into foam because foam is fun. I mean, foam is it's a lot of fun. You can have, I don't know, it's something about it. You have more of this. Where 3D printing, your part is already done. I mean, like this thing, it's already done. So all I really have to do is tighten up all the joints, but
yeah,
all I really have to do is paint it, slap a light in it, and it's done.
Then you're done.
Then I'm done. Whereas if I had to do foam, I have to figure out how to do this. There's a lot more this to try and make this, where how to figure out how to do this, But like right here, I can see going to the dollar store and buying an old toy gun for 99 cents and cutting off, making the handle, and this is a piece of PVC, and this is a cardboard box, and slapping foam on it. That's what I want to get back to.
See, that's really fun. I like crafting like that too, because that's how I'm feeling with my quiver. Like I'm probably just going to do mostly foam and then just layer it with like leathers and stuff just to get like a more authentic look. And then same with the sword. As much as I'm like, oh well, I could 3D print some of this, I'm like, I'm probably just going to end up doing it in foam and just getting like a really nice core because I have a nice Dremel now. I got myself one. Yeah. And so it's like I can do a lot of the detail work just on my own, and I feel like I'd be a lot more comfortable with it. So
yeah, the same thing with me. I got a brand new Dremel with one of the snake attachments that my mom and dad bought me before they passed away, and I've never even opened the thing up, and it's like 4 or 5 years old, sitting in the box still. And I just want to do that. And, like this, I made that, the Star Wars minigun is all 3D modeled versus this minigun, which is all going to be foam. And, there's going to be one of those popcorn tins is going to be the magazine. And there's a piece of sewer pipe, which is going to be the part that fits here. And it's just, I want to get back to doing that. I don't know. There's something. Again, I love 3D printing and stuff, and you still have that. I made this, but there's a whole section there that is missing. You made it, you finished it, but you didn't really make it. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm all about teaching others how to make things, versus, all right, I printed it, now I got to finish it. I really hate finishing, but so. But yeah, it's I don't know. I just here lately I've been feeling that where to get my hands dirty again. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to start doing again. Is getting
Well,
back
this
into that aspect.
fun, but we've hit 1 o'clock. Sam, do
Oh
you
yeah,
have
that's
a plan? Are we gonna call it or?
Yeah, because it's 106, so it's been an hour. Surprisingly, does not feel like it
wow.
when you're working on
Okay.
stuff. But yeah, next week we are not going to have a stream. Next week we are actually going to be taking a break so that we can get prepared for the conventions that we're going to be presenting at. So Cause Talk Live will have a booth at Game On Expo, which is August 5th through the 7th at the Phoenix Convention Center. And then I will be with the New Arizona Republic booth, and then I'll spend a little bit of time with Cause Talk Live, but I'll mostly be with the New Arizona Republic costume and pop group. And then after that, we'll stream our 100th episode from Game On Expo.
Woo.
I will be at Kelowna Comic Con, third weekend of August.
Oh,
So I'm doing the build for that. So if anybody's in the Canada area, come shout out, say hi. And I might also be doing Bonnie Lake's Midsummer Ren Fair. I'm aiming for the 13th. Things are kind of up in the air though right now, so I'm not entirely sure. But those are my August commitments. So.
Yep. And then after that, we'll give you guys some more updates. But just know that next week there isn't going to be a stream. And if you want to see more from Cause Talk Live, we know we've kind of been a little bit all over the place. When conventions came back, we got hit with a whole lot of requests and stuff. So we've been trying to catch up. But now we're nearly caught up. As you can see, I'm pretty much unpacked. I just have to hang some wall art, but I'm set. So my house is basically ready now. So yeah, we'll have some new schedules and website updates coming here soon.
And so I'm Chibi Raincloud. You can catch me on Chibi Raincloud on Instagram and Twitch. That's pretty much it. So I'm terrible at posting.
And that's Papa Fallout.
With New Arizona Republic, what are we now? Costume and prop group. I have no idea what we are now that I'm dropping everything. Sorry.
Yeah, you just go for New Arizona Republic, you go to Instagram.com. Why am I joking? Instagram.com/NewEasyRepublic.
That will be us.
Yep. And then thermocosplay.com, or you can go to causetalk-live.com. You'll find more information. So
yeah, you'll find me on there too.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.